Welcome back to the Cynthia Thompson Show featuring A Better You. I'm here with my friend Nada again, and we cooked last time, and we had so much more that we wanted to finish up, but we ran out of time. So Nada, thank you for coming back, and let's get started cooking, okay?
Great.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, Cynthia, so we're going to do some really easy sauces that you can make on your pasta. Because, you know, a lot of times people, they like pasta, but they don't really know what to put on it. And I really would like for people to just let go of the jar. Just let it go. Step away from the jar.
Now, Nadia, I told you earlier that I do real well reading the menu, so cooking. You sure this is easy?
I'm telling you, it's super easy. It's just, it's a no excuse Italian food.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes. Okay. So one of the basis of Italian food, and this is, we talked about, you know, differences between the north, the center, and the south of Italy, so all these regional cuisines, but one thing is in common throughout Italy, and that is extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is really, really important, and it's so good for you. It's full of antioxidants, so good vitamins. It has no cholesterol, so it's a good fat. It's a good fat to use, and especially for cooking, always important. Always use extra virgin olive oil.
So what's the difference between the extra virgin and the regular?
Well, it's actually the quality. The regular olive oil, you don't know exactly how many times the olives have been pressed. You may not know where the olives come from. So if they press the olives, the first time they press them, that's extra virgin olive oil. Whatever they have left, they press it again, then they heat it up, they press it again, and by the time you end up with olive oil, it's really, it's like, it's used. The antioxidants are gone. If anything, you have the bad type of like free radicals that are not good for your health.
Okay.
So always use extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
Okay? So let's get started. And okay. So I'm going to put some.
So you just put a splash in there, huh?
I do. And actually when you see it's already, it's making a an aroma, you know it's hot enough. So I want you to, if you don't mind, passing me the battuto.
Battuto, and that is?
And that is the mix of finely chopped onion, celery, and carrots.
Okay.
And we are going to pour that all in here. Go ahead.
Ooh, it's sizzling. Really good.
And the battuto, so these three vegetables, so carrots, onions, and celery is really the base of so many recipes that we have in Italy. You won't believe it how many dishes, stews, roasts, sauces, all sorts of dishes that we make using these three ingredients, starting with these ingredients. Okay. So we're going to let these sizzle a little bit, saute, and just kind of, you know, caramelize a little bit. So we want them to golden up, get some flavor going. And what we're going to do here is actually just some simple tomato sauce.
Okay.
So very, very simple tomato sauce. And when you get tomatoes, what you want to make sure you get, so you can, of course, during the summertime, we have wonderful local ripe tomatoes, you know, on the vine. You can use those. You can use plum tomatoes, so different types of tomatoes. And you can actually make your own just by simply boiling tomatoes in some water. During the winter time or early spring, we don't have such great tomatoes, so you just buy a can.
Okay.
The important thing, make sure it has no salt added, nothing else added. No garlic, no, I don't know, any flavorings, even basil. You really don't want to add anything.
So we just pour that in?
What we're going to do first is actually, so you may ask, why not buy the puree?
Right.
And the reason for that, we're going to give it a quick, making sure that it doesn't splash everywhere. Okay, that's easy enough. We're going to puree our own tomatoes, and the reason why is because when you buy pureed tomatoes, you really don't know what quality tomatoes they're putting because it's already pureed.
Do you want me to stir?
Sure.
I'm helping.
Thank you. Grazie. In reality, you really want those vegetables to, before I poured the tomatoes, you want them to brown a little bit more and get more flavor in. But we are trying to get this going as quickly as possible. So when you get the whole tomatoes that are peeled, you know they are selected tomatoes. It's much, much better quality than if you buy the pureed ones. So in Italy, Italian cuisine is really all about quality. Yes. So you see it's bubbling now.
Yeah.
And the beauty of copper is that it cooks very fast. It radiates the heat very nicely. Okay, so we haven't added any salt yet. We're going to add a little bit of salt. 2 pinches.
2 pinches?
To taste. You know, the thing is that a lot of people ask me for recipes here. They're always asking me, and I always have to think, oh my gosh, what do I put in there? Because Italians, we cook by feel. So it's always, does it look good? Does it smell good? Does it taste good? Does it look right? And then we just add or take out or add or, you know, as we go along. So it's really, you know, people should just not feel stressed out about cooking. Just do it, and if it tastes good, then it doesn't matter. Who cares if you followed the recipe or not.
And so what do we do now? We've got our, what did you call the vegetables that we put in first?
So that we call battuto.
Battuto.
Battuto, so the carrots, again, celery and onions. And I just use a couple stalks of celery, 2 medium-sized carrots, and a medium-sized onion, and you just chop them finely. Really, it's up to you. If you like to see more of the vegetable chunks in there, then you can leave them a little chunkier, and that's totally preference. So we're actually going to leave this to just kind of, you know, boil a little bit and make sure all the flavors come together. Like I said, we rushed it a little bit. You really want those vegetables to brown a little bit more before adding the tomato. And you can also, what you can also do to add a little bit more flavor is add a few whole cloves of garlic. Whole cloves? So I'm not going to chop it up because, you know, I didn't realize how much Italian restaurants here use garlic. And I'm telling you, in Italy we don't use that much garlic. We use it, but only for flavoring. So with the garlic being whole, I can remove it. I can see it if I'm not crazy. So it gives it
I was thinking about what if you bit down into that?
So you can remove it, but it gives it that nice aroma without overpowering the dish.
Okay.
So this is really all there is to that, the simple, you know, basic Italian tomato soup. And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of some fresh basil.
It smells
and
good.
In the summertime, you can easily buy a plant and just grow it on your own and have some beautiful, you know, basil leaves in your home. So I'm just going to add that. It smells really nice, and then I'll use some for garnish. So that's it for our first sauce. Our second sauce is super easy. Actually, I'm going to do, this one has, let me put this here. Once again, first thing I use, be careful because it's a little hot. And like I said, copper transmits heat rather quickly. Everything's falling apart here. And let's see, I'm putting this here real quick. What I'm going to do, and if you don't mind helping me out, is just adding some, once again,
olive oil,
extra virgin olive oil. And quickly, because this is going to be hot. It's already nice and hot. And quickly, here.
Oh, you want me to help?
Adding, these are green onions, fresh green onions, yes.
Yeah, we chopped up earlier.
We chopped these earlier, and these are just ready to go in. And I'm going to just let these wilt a little bit so it gets softer and give it just a little bit of time to caramelize.
You know, I know that I've noticed that you use all fresh vegetables. Do many people garden in Italy the way we do here?
They do. They do. A lot of people, especially those that are in the smaller towns who have the privilege of having a little bit of garden space and some land. It's obviously harder for people in the cities, but the good thing is that you can always go to local markets, farmers markets, and Italians are really, really into fresh ingredients, local ingredients, so very, very natural. So I'm going to let these wilt a little bit, like I said, and let me cover this up.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, and in the meantime, I had started here heating up the water. The last thing you want to do when you have friends coming over, you're preparing food for your family, because these recipes are rather fast, the last thing you want to do is just wait for water to boil.
Right.
And I'm going to wait for that water to boil before I add salt.
Okay.
So we're going to boil the pasta, but you want to wait to add the salt, because salt, if we added it now, it would raise the temperature of the boiling point. So it would actually take longer for the water to boil.
Huh.
Yes, so I'm going to wait for it to boil first and then add the salt to that.
Okay.
So, but, Italians were really, like I said, lots of extra virgin olive oil that is great for your health. Sometimes we'll add a little bit of butter to things, but it's really just to give it a little more of that, nice buttery, creamy taste. But usually it's, for the most part, extra virgin olive oil. So let's see how this sauce is doing.
Oh, it's looking really good.
Yeah, it smells good too.
Oh, it does smell good too. And so you could add meat to this, right?
Absolutely. Once you make your battuto, and even the battuto, and that's easy. If you don't want to chop vegetables because you don't like to chop, I don't like to chop vegetables. What I do is I just use a food processor to chop them nice and fine, and then you can put them in a little even plastic container, mix them together, add olive oil, and freeze them.
Oh, really?
Yes, so you can make smaller, batches, or one big batch, and then, freeze it in smaller doses so that you can take it out as you need it, and it will keep, for many months. Also, there's a lot of olive oils that are flavored on the market. Stay away from those.
Oh.
This one I made myself. It's much better to buy the olive oil, a good quality extra virgin olive oil, and then add the spices that you like on your own, instead of buying something that uses who knows what mixed olive oils, and then, even the spices you can't control. So this is something that I make, and sometimes you can just use it as a topping. So even in our sauce, if you want to add a little bit of spiciness, it's just very easy to do. But as you were saying, once you have the battuto, you let those vegetables, saute, brown very nicely, and then you add your meat. And it could be anything, whatever you like. If you want to make a veal or chicken or beef or even wild boar. In Italy we use a lot of boar. Or duck or whatever, you can chop up the beef or the chicken, or you can use ground beef or chicken or ground turkey and add it in there and just let it cook. Add the tomato sauce, add some, some stock, some vegetable stock, let it cook down, and what that comes out to be is what we call ragu. Ragu is not
in a jar.
They were very smart in marketing, let me tell you, because ragu is just what we call like your bolognese sauce. So like a ground beef, meat, tomato sauce. That's it. That's all it is. So, and of course you can use any beef that you would like. You can add some wine, cook a little bit with wine, and that's actually what we're going to do here.
So what is this sauce going to be called?
So this sauce is actually just a fresh green onion. So we call it porri.
Oh, nothing else is going to go in there?
Yes, we're going to put some shrimp.
Ah,
And we're gonna add some, let's see, some shrimp and some zucchini too.
Okay.
So that is some diced zucchini. Perfect, thank you so much. And let's see.
I'll hold this.
And you can...
So I'm helping.
Oh, grazie.
Doing my
Yes, what a
part.
great job you're doing. So I'm gonna add the zucchini here.
Uh-huh.
How do you say, do you know how you say zucchini in Italian?
No.
Zucchini. Sorry, I just had to say that. Just gonna stir all that in. So this is very fresh, especially, it's very springtime, fresh sauce that you can make, very, very easy.
So if you wanted to add more vegetables in there, like peppers or something, you could?
You could, absolutely. Yes, that's a great, great tip. Here we go. Perfect, perfetto. And then we have one more sauce that we're gonna make, but let's see if this one's done real quick. Okay, let's see how we're doing.
Sauce. Ah.
Okay. Let's see here. That looks nice. Okay, let me add some
Salt. Just a pinch,
sale.
right?
Just a little pinch, couple pinches. We can always add more later. The problem with salt is that you can't, once you put it in, you can't really take it out. It's there. And let me see if I can find the pepper. Where did I put the pepper? Oh, all the way down there. Perfect. Do you mind just crushing some pepper over that? Grazie.
Some cooking.
We gotta get you to Italy, Cynthia.
Yes. I want you to take me. Is that good?
That's
More?
perfect. That's perfect. That looks great.
Oh, it looks really good. Smells wonderful.
Yes. Okay. Making sure these are all. That is looking great. Our sauce is almost done. Okay. Okay, so just leave this here. Our sauce here looks like it's done.
So how can you tell that it's done?
You just,
because it's really thick, I see.
yeah, you see it cooked down a little bit. Oh. And it smells good. You really don't need to, it doesn't have any meat in it, so you really don't need to cook it that much anyway. Okay, perfetto. So I'm going to remove this and just put this over here. Good to have different options available. Okay. Looks great.
It does
I'm gonna
look
add
good.
just a little bit of that butter, if you can reach that all the way down there. Perfect. If you want to go ahead and just pop it in. Yeah, and it's just really for flavor that I want to add the butter. And just kind of bring in the creaminess of the green onions with the zucchini. Great spring dish. Molto bene. Molto bene. Molto bene.
Cooking, huh?
Very well. We are cooking. We are cooking for sure. Okay, so now that I added that, I can add my final ingredient for this sauce. The shrimp. Ooh, let me add just the shrimp without the liquid, actually. These are peeled shrimp, so they're actually already steamed. If you want to, just make your own without, of course you can buy these available that are already steamed and peeled, but you could also just buy freshly caught shrimp, steam them on your own, peel them. It's just, some extra processes. Okay. Last one.
Yeah, they don't want to get out of there, do they?
Yeah, well, good thing that shrimp, they're like little hooks. you know. Little tail, it's kind of like a little hook.
Wow, that looks good.
Yeah, so this is going to go on our pasta, and the pasta
It's slowly
is slowly
cooking.
yeah. Yes, and there's actually a way that you can tell when the pasta is ready, and now it's still too yellow. Once it starts to become, you don't want it to be white. White pasta means it's overcooked. So you still want it to be just slightly translucent, so still have a little bit of that yellow color to keep it al dente. We say al dente, literally means to the tooth. So it's like, you know, it's a little firm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this looks good.
We actually mix everything together. So instead of just having like white pasta and a lump of sauce on top, we blend it all together so it's nicely coated. Okay, so our sauces are ready.
Well, Nada, looks like we're ready to eat.
I know.
And with that, thank you so much for coming again.
Thank you.
I had so much fun. And we're going to go ahead and say goodnight to our audience. And thank you for watching A Better You with Cynthia Thompson. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope you all learned a lot. If you want to find out more information about Nada, you can go to my website, www.abetteryouShow.com, or you can go to her website, which is
nadasitaly.com.
Thank you.
Thank you, grazie, buon appetito.
Yes, let's get ready to eat, Nada.
Okay. There. And just need the pasta.